Hi everyone, welcome back. This is going to be our fifth tutorial for our ART363B digital illustration. This one will be on the type tool. As always, you can find the files on Canvas. Feel free to slow down or pause the video anytime you feel like you need some time to catch up. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and jump right in. So go ahead and download this. I already have mine downloaded. You can go ahead and open it up. It's going to ask you a couple questions. You can just skip those. If it doesn't ask you, that's fine too. Um, Now, this is a pretty easy assignment. For this assignment, what I want to do is I want to go over how to use each of the type tools. And all you have to do is just show me that you use each of them once. So to kind of start off, first and foremost, the type tool is going to be this letter T over here. You can also press T for type. And if you right click it, there are a lot of different types of type tools. Actually, there's three different types over here. And then over here, you have basically the same things, but they're the vertical versions. So just kind of start off the type tool. So for the type tool, there are two things that I want y'all to understand. The first one is that when you click and drag and create a box, you can type inside of the type tool. So Jesse is the teacher, right? And I can go ahead and copy and paste that, but the text is going to be in the parameters of the box. Now, if I'm just going to click out to a different tool and then click back into the type tool. I just click without making a type box. It will allow me to have an infinite amount of space. Now, this is really important because if you want to keep things within a parameter, you can use this tool to help, this setting to help. Otherwise, if you need a more loose canvas of what you want to type in, then you can use just the click. Now, another significant difference is if you click on the black arrow tool and you make this bigger, it will actually change the size of your type box. Whereas over here, since there wasn't any parameters to start with, it would just go ahead and squash and stretch. So those are the two ways you can kind of use the type tool. Feel free to go ahead and try that out right now. So I would just try to make one of each. Just close these over here. We actually don't need these. And if you have any like questions, feel free to again set an appointment with me or talk to me during like one of the lab times. Now, before we move forward, a couple things I also want to show y'all is if you go to Windows and you go to Type, you have a whole lot of other different things that you can mess around with. Now, luckily, most of these things can be found up here on a very general basis, and probably on the right-hand side, as you can see, we have character and paragraph and all that stuff. Now, these are just your typical type editing tools. So if you want to center everything, you can center everything using this tool, right? If you want to add bullet points, you can add bullet points. You can see like now it adds like bullet points to click out really quick. Now it adds bullet points to each of those sections. But I think more importantly, what might be kind of useful is for these ones over here where it says character, and if you can't find that, you can go to Windows, type, you can go to character, right? And what you should know is that we can also change. So this is going to be the scaling here. This is going to be the leading, which is going to be the space between each of the rows. You can also change the kerning, which is the space in between each of the letters. So if you need to use any of these tools to adjust like very details of type, you can go to the character window from this tab up here in order to like adjust whatever you need. This over here, I don't really know what this does, but These three are going to be pretty much your bread and butter, and you can also choose different fonts here as well too. Then go ahead and try this out really, really quickly. I do recommend you just kind of messing around with it for like a couple minutes. Once you're finished with that, though, we will move on to the next one, which is going to be the area type tool. Now, the area type tool is going to be, let's just say I make a star. Now, if I want to type inside of the star, I can use the area type tool. Now, to do that, you can't click the inside of the star. You have to click the outline of the star. So you see how like my little like cursor says pathway when I put it along that path? You have to click on that pathway, and then you can type within the star. And the size of your font, along with like the leading, the kerning, all that stuff, is really going to determine how compact you want all text inside that shape to be. But go ahead and try that out. And once you've tried that out, you can go ahead and, for this one, I'm going to make a shape myself. So maybe something kind of like that. Now, what if you want to type words along this path? To do that, we can do type on a path tool. Type on a path tool allows you to type along a path. Now, I'm going to click where I want it to start. And then from here, I can type whatever I want. Oh, there we go. So you can see it makes it very easy for you to just kind of type along a pathway. So if you ever need to type along like a path, you can use this tool over here to do so. Now, the next three tools are a repeat of the previous three. Excuse me. The only difference is that this is going to be typing vertically. There we go. So if you want to type vertically, you can use these vertical type tools. Here we can use like an ellipse for type on an area. And we can even type along a path vertically if we want to. So if I want to, I don't even have to close up the shape. I know I've been kind of doing that. But if you want to like create an open path, we can create an open path. Through this, we could type whatever we want. Now, if you've tested each one of these out, you're almost finished. The last one we have to go over is the touch type tool. But feel free to play around with any of these like type settings before continuing, just so you get a hang of like how to use it. Remember, the trick is to click along the path for these tools, not like inside of the shape. So the last one is going to be the touch type tool. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of change my font here. Let's make this a little bigger. And we're going to use the touch type tool. The touch type tool allows you to click on specific fonts and just manually edit them the way you want. So if I want to move them around, I can also rotate them. And even in some cases, you may receive different styles for a specific font. But once you've tested out each one of these tools, so it's a total of 7 tools, please go ahead and submit your work. You can type whatever you want, just make sure it's class appropriate. I've had some people type some inappropriate things, and you know, people do get in trouble for that. So please make sure to type in appropriate things. And as long as you've tested out each one of these, you're more than welcome to submit it. Now, you can also, just as a final note up here, there's a lot of the same settings. So if you wanted to, for example, change the font, there's different like styles for fonts too. Like some of them may have like bold, italicized. If you wanted to add bullet points, numbers, it's all up here as well. So otherwise, that's basically it. I hope this was a useful tutorial, and let me know if you have any questions.